Whoa, we're back, Dan.
We are. We're back with a bang.
And what are you holding?
I'm holding a Les Paul.
It's not a real Les Paul, is it?
It is. No.
Right.
Looks good though.
It's lovely.
It's gorgeous.
It's very Jimi Pagey, isn't it?
It is. And
it's
got a trident,
I like that
which I
trident
love
on the
the trident.
headstock.
I do love the trident.
That is awesome.
Look at the colour.
Oh,
look at the honey,
the finish.
orangey, honey, yellowy,
Yeah.
amber burst.
That finish is lovely, isn't it?
It's so ambery, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got that real Jimi
Yeah.
Page look to it.
So warm. It's a lovely colour.
Yeah.
A beautiful. What a guitar, Phil. Where the hell did you dig this up, Phil?
Well, someone, funnily enough, asked us could we review a lawsuit guitar.
I did see that.
That's
Phil.
it.
Yes, I saw
And
that.
so we went to Jimmy's and said, Jimmy, get us a lawsuit guitar, would you please? And
Could
he
you
did.
explain what a lawsuit guitar is?
Right, so the lawsuit whole era started in the 70s when the Japanese were making copies of Gibsons and Fenders. And they got too good at it, so Fender and Gibson basically tried to sue them.
Well,
And the
certainly,
first ones were the Ibanez.
Yes, yes.
And then in the late 70s, you had all these other brands come out, which was Orville, Bernie,
Heard of them, yeah, heard of them.
Greco.
Yeah.
Then you had Orville by Gibson.
Right, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, and literally, so Gibson then licensed Orville to
I
make the
see,
guitars.
yeah.
And the ones which were Orville were all Japanese, Gotar, pickups and everything. If it said Orville by Gibson, it was with Gibson pickups.
Yeah.
And then after that became literally the Japanese Epiphones were made in the same factory. Now, all the good lawsuit guitars were made in really one particular factory, which is the famous Fujjigen Gakki factory.
Even I've heard of that.
Yeah. So even today, Ibanez's, the good quality Ibanez's are made there.
Right.
The Tokais are still made there.
ESP Ltd? No.
No, they're their own company.
Oh, David, is it their own factory?
ESP is ESP.
What about Schecter? I think Schecter are made there, aren't they?
You're thinking of Korea now.
Ah,
This
right.
is Japan.
Japan, I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
So
you
this
see?
is Japan.
That's
so,
right, I'm sorry. Yeah, of course, silly me.
So the
Yes, yes.
you know, they did start to make these in other factories as well. There's a Matsumoto factory, but really, you know, I think consider the best lawsuit copies were made in the Fujjigen Gakki factory. Now, this particular guitar is actually quite interesting because those lawsuit guitars were the 70s, right?
Yeah.
Now, Tokai, even up to now, make a total replica of the Les Paul with the proper open book style headstock.
Right,
Remember
yeah,
the
yeah.
gold top Tokai?
Yeah.
Now, the reason why they get away with that is because I was racking my head and I'm going, how do they get away with that?
How did they get away with that, Phil?
They're only sold in Japan.
Aha.
Now,
I see.
what they did, if they're sold in the UK, because the UK is selling Tokais, they have like a little dimple in the middle to change the headstock.
Right, anything to make it look a bit different, yeah.
Exactly. But this guitar came out. Surprisingly enough, it is by Tanglewood. Now, Tanglewood went to, again, the Fujjigen Gakki factory.
Is it quite different up there with little added kind of, or what do they call it, little bumps added up here?
Yeah, it's a nice finish, really.
I love the trident.
Yeah, this guitar is made in the Fujjigen Gakki factory in 2004.
Wow. Just like that one.
This R9 is made in 2004.
There you go, they share a birthday.
Exactly. Now,
that's good.
These were actually made...
They're like twins.
Exactly, yeah.
Except that's like $5 or $6 more expensive.
Yes.
Which is crazy.
And made in Asia and made in the West.
That's nuts. That is nuts. There you go.
Yeah, and so these were actually made by Tanglewood for the UK market. Now, these brand new, they did the standards, and they made standards with beautiful flame tops. They did customs, but they were only out from a year from 2004 to 2005. And I think even back then in 2004, they ranged from about £650 to £950.
Very cheap. Not very cheap, but I mean a good sub $1,000, €1,000.
It's probably
guitar.
Similar to what a cheaper Lester was at the time. Even a Gibson standard.
Anything sub
ago.
1,000 is mid range,
exactly.
mid price.
Now the most interesting part about this guitar is they've really gone to town on the specs.
Yeah, I was going to say stunning.
The thing is. Now, don't laugh. This is nearly the specs of this guitar. Now, there's silly little things like even on the headstock of this, when Gibson made the Lesters in the 50s, they put this holly veneer on it. They put the pearl into the veneer, which was probably an easier process than do it in the headstock. Stuck that on and then painted it.
Yeah.
That has a veneer headstock as well.
Certainly does, yeah.
It's hard to see, but
It
has got
see.
there.
Yeah.
Now, I had to do a lot of research on the net to find out about these guitars.
Yeah.
This is actually called a signature guitar. The model is called STR1.
Mm-hmm.
Very odd.
Okay. Yeah.
But if you look at the specs now, obviously there's not much information, but they use African mahogany body.
Yeah.
Your Indian rosewood guitar fretboard.
Yeah.
Now the interesting thing is
there's
this
no
top.
flame, right?
There's no flame on this model.
But beautiful grain.
Yeah,
Stunning
beautiful grain. Now, what you'll see in this is a few mineral flecks.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you only get mineral flecks in Eastern hard rock maple.
Right.
Now, the original Lesters from the 50s used the Eastern hard rock maple.
Gorgeous. Yeah.
Now, Gibson doesn't use that on a lot of the standard models, and even they'll advertise as an R9 with rock maple cap, which is what they used to make with. And you see these beautiful mineral flecks.
I can see that.
So that's how you can tell this is a hard maple cap.
Gorgeous.
Again, let's get real geeky here.
Are you going to get geeky?
Geeky.
Can you actually get even geekier?
Well, the specs on this guitar, as I said, are similar to an R9. You've got your ABR1 bridge with the post straight into the wood.
Yeah.
Another really geeky thing, but Gibson, originally in the 50s, their truss rod was just a truss rod in the wood. Now they put them in this little plastic cover.
Okay, why?
Now, I don't know, maybe because they think it's not going to rust or whatever. I don't know.
Thick kind of plastic? Would it be thick and you know?
Well, it's not overly thick, but it's not exactly like soft plastic.
Okay,
but it's a sheath that it sits in.
That the metal goes through.
Exactly. For whatever reason, Gibson does that now.
Mm-hmm.
But you'll get some people who go, well, you know, the originals weren't, so they shouldn't be built that way. This has no tubing on it. That is just a truss rod in where it sits.
Mm-hmm.
So this guitar, the specs of it is very, very similar to a 59. I mean, they've done an amazing job.
So you're saying to me that this 650 odd guitar is the same as that €6,000 guitar?
It's similar in specs.
Wow, that's nuts.
You know, you never say they're exactly the same.
No, obviously, of course not. Yeah,
but I'm just saying that Tanglewood put a lot of effort into making this guitar, and what happened? Why they went out of production?
Because they were naughty?
Because Gibson sued them.
Yes.
This is why this is a 2004 lawsuit guitar.
Lawsuit.
When you think of lawsuit, it's the 70s.
Yes.
But this was 2004 and Gibson sued Tanglewood over this guitar.
And you can't really blame them, Phil. It's a stunning guitar and it looks Gibson-y.
Yeah.
And it was floating around England, this thing, was it?
It was.
Yeah.
But the shape is a bit different.
It is a bit different. The horn is different. You can see the horn
is wider.
Yeah.
You know, when this comes up and it's a bit thinner.
It's a much
and plus
thicker
it's like a frumpy body. It's like the body has sat and then it got deflated like a tyre and it started to push down if you show the bottom of the body.
Oh, yeah. See, I see that actually. Yeah, I do see that.
Looks like someone's punctured the tyre and it's started to deflate.
That's right. Yeah, it's a slightly different...
So even them changing the body shape a bit and the headstock didn't stop them from being sued.
Wow. I suppose it wouldn't. I mean, come on. You see this, you go, oh, Gibson. You know, it's Gibson. It's so Gibson-y.
The cut is beautiful.
Yeah,
see,
beautiful
Gibson
cut,
now cannot get the cut right. They just literally from the bridge, boom.
Yeah,
it's like if you put a Matchbox car on, it would just roll straight off.
Right.
Yet on this, and even this, the body sort of has kicks up at the back of it.
Yeah.
And this is very similar. Lovely how it does there. A nice hard cut in here.
Is it kind of
it's called a carved top.
Carved top,
But the carved top is a lovely profile where Gibson doesn't do that on their standard models. They reserve that for their higher priced models.
Well, shall we have a little jam?
Yeah, that was enough geekery, wasn't it?
That was pretty geeky, Phil. You were getting pretty geeky on me, but you know, I don't mind.
Let's do some nice clean tones.
Yeah, let's do some nice clean tones here. Go for a minute. Nice.
Tasty, isn't it?
Yep.
Really, really nice.
I did notice though, Phil.
Yeah.
When I bent the D, it kind of went out.
Did it? Wow. The D or the G?
The D.
Amazing,
I think.
yeah. It's not the Gibson G problem. This has got the D problem.
Yeah, really. It's okay. It's backing out, but you know, for a D, it's unusual, isn't it? Maybe it's just the strings the way it was wound.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's not much wound on those strings. Yeah, but no. Look, it's stunning. The action, the playability, the wood, the feel, the neck is very slim neck. That's a much thicker neck.
It is, yeah.
What is this now? This in terms of Gibson for thinness, is this like?
Well, you'd be sort of late 59s, coming into the 60s. There's what they call a transitional neck.
Yeah.
Where 59s were a thicker neck, 60s with a thinner neck, and then you get some in between. But I love the profile of that neck. It is so playable.
It's awesome. I'm loving it here. I'm just setting it up for a bit of rock in a second. But
I've got to hear the rock.
Yeah,
now this guitar obviously is a second-hand guitar. Now whoever's had it has decided to put a bit of money into it. So they've gone the whole route of putting the CTS pots in there.
Yeah.
You've got your paper and oil capacitors, and they've actually put Gibson 490R pickup and 490T. So that's another flavour of the PAF
Yeah, because I've never heard of those pickups.
These have got an Alnico 2 magnets in them, and they've got a bit more of a mid-hump.
Right, yeah.
So they're a bit more of a balls. You pick up more than that. You don't get that as much of that treble bite. It's got that mid-hump in there.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah, it's a lovely pickup.
Yeah, let's try it.
Yeah, that's amazing. I hear the beat. Potatoes.
Yeah, beautiful.
I can actually taste that tone.
Wow. Taste. I like that. I like it, Phil.
Right. You want to give this one a quick blast and see the difference in tone.
Good idea.
It's got your classic 57s.
Good idea.
Yeah,
I like
Gibson versus the lawsuit.
Yeah, sure. Good.
Who wins?
Yeah, let's see. This should be a monster.
Yeah.
Ooh. Again, it's kind of gone out of tune again. You know, so there you go. Yeah, that's the problem. Whoa! D again.
Weird. That's just might be your playing today, Dan. You know, the G probably
bending
of the
D.
D problem,
That's what it is. I'm bending the D. the pickups on this, I forgot, are just hot as hell.
Yeah, that is
nuts.
That is meaty. A bit more trebly biting that on the high end. It's
I know. Look at it.
Sounds great.
It is one of my favorite guitars. I do love it, but that is a contender.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a contender.
I mean, you think...
Yeah.
What was that? What did you pay for that? 3.5, 4?
Yeah, so second hand, or third or fourth hand. It was. Yeah.
Second hand, you paid.
But new, this would be what, 6 or 7, would it?
Well, back in 04 was probably around that same price, about 3.5, 4.
That's what they are new. If you wanted to get, what are they? These are called the R9, not the collectors. That's a separate thing.
Yeah, that's just an R9.
That's another. You're right. Yeah,
custom shop R9. And I mean, second hand. You know, you're looking around 500 to 700 for one of these lawsuit guitars.
That has no flame, but it still looks gorgeous. If you hold it up there for a second, it's just beautiful.
Yeah, I mean,
the grain going on, you know.
When Leicesters were built in the 50s, no
one
one cared about flame, and people actually didn't like it. They actually saw it, I don't like that.
No flame.
Leicesters were popular in the 50s. They sold like 1,700 of these between 58 and 60. You know, and it was like, get rid of them. We don't like those.
Wow. Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you know, so a lot of those originals didn't even have flame. Yeah. But I mean, even the colour of this, it just looks so authentic.
It is. I love the amber colour of it. It's really gorgeous, I have to say. And like you said,
the cut.
650 to 9 or so, that would be second hand, would it?
Second hand, a lot of these lawsuits, they're going up in price. Like, I remember years ago, I bought one of the Orvilles, and it was the custom. A beautiful black custom. On eBay, I think I got it for about 550. Now that same guitar, this is sort of 5 years later, maybe a bit more, you're looking around 800.
Wow.
You know, even on eBay, the prices of all the lawsuit guitars are going up.
You know, when it's all said and done, and you sit there in a room with a guitar like that, it's stunning. It plays just, if not better than this, it's just as good. Absolutely. The action is better on that, actually.
The action on this is amazing.
It's quite a little bit high compared to that. Like, that's just beautiful. Setup. You know, the setup on that is nuts. Yeah. It's beautiful. The pickups are kicking. These are slightly hotter pickups, has to be said. They're hotter.
They're hotter. I mean, you know, that's the thing is Gibson make a lot of PAF flavour pickups. You know, your classic 57s, these 490s. You got your burst bucker ones, burst bucker twos, burst bucker pros. The list goes on and on. They're all flavours, but you know, they're all going to have a little bit of a different tone.
I mean, what's that? A 13-year-old guitar? It's in great nick.
Yeah,
absolutely perfect nick.
It is,
just nuts.
I'd recommend any of the lawsuit guitars. I mean, I love the Tokai.
Is it illegal to hold that, Phil?
Huh?
Is it illegal to have it? Is that illegal to have in your house? Because it's a lawsuit. Should that technically be destroyed or burnt or something?
Well, we're not in America, so we don't have to worry about
it. Right, is that the way it works? Yeah.
Well, back in the day, they did confiscate the guitars in America when shops had these guitars.
They would actually go in
confiscated.
Wow. Okay.
They actually were
nuts.
But nowadays, I mean, it's a free market.
Excellent. Are you going to be rocking now? Will I set up you for rocking?
Yeah, set me up for some rocking.
Yeah. Cool. Because you were on a beautiful tremolo there earlier.
Yes.
We'll
giving it a bit of a. What would you say that jam was?
That was pretty surfy, man. It was pretty groovy.
It was very Quentin Tarantino, wasn't it? You know.
Yeah, it definitely was.
We were going into that
nice.
Kill Bill sort of.
Very tasty. Yeah, try that, man.
Right.
Are you plugged in? No. Oh, you're taking this and I'm taking this?
Okay. That's the star of the show today.
Okay, excellent. Now, let's see.
So I'm set up for rock?
Well, check it, man. Check it there. No, you're not. Hang on.
What have you done to me?
Try it.